The summer we all thought we knew is about to change forever. Secrets that have been quietly building under the warm glow of Cousins Beach are ready to explode, and every decision made will rewrite the future. As the waves crash in the summer, sun begins to set, hearts will break, bonds will shatter, and love will face its hardest test yet. This isn't just another episode. This is the moment everything comes full circle. Asterisk all season long. We've been watching a story that feels both nostalgic and brand new. At the center is Belly, torn between two brothers who have always been more than just childhood friends. Conrad, with his quiet strength and guarded heart, represents the comfort of old memories, the kind of love that has been simmering for years. Jeremiah, bright and open, is the one who brings light into her life, reminding her that love can also be easy, exciting, and full of possibilities. From the very beginning of Season 3, we've seen how this triangle has pulled Belly in two different directions. Each smile, every touch. And every fight has mattered because it isn't just about who she loves, it's about who she's becoming. She's not the same girl from that very first summer. She's learning what it means to choose, to hurt, and to grow. And as we step closer to episode 10, those choices have become heavier than ever before. But love isn't the only force at play. Family has been at the core of the summer. I turned pretty since the beginning. Susanna's absence still hangs over everyone like a shadow. Every laugh at the dinner table, every walk along the beach, every moment in that summer house feels touched by her memory. The kids aren't just growing up, they're grieving, and each of them carries that weight in different ways. Conrad hides it behind silence. Jeremiah tries to fill the air with joy, and Belly struggles to balance her. Love for them both, with the pain of what they've all lost. The friendships have also shifted. What once seemed unbreakable now feels fragile, stretched thin by secrets and misunderstandings. Taylor and Stephen bring their own drama into the mix, proving that even side stories carry heavy emotions when summers are short and hearts are open. It's not just about romance, it's about all the relationships that shape who these characters are, who they're becoming. By the end of episode 9, the tension is nearly unbearable. Every look, every argument, every confession has brought us to this breaking point. The audience has been left hanging, wondering which direction Belly will go, what Conrad will finally admit, and whether Jeremiah will be able to hold on to the love he's been fighting for. Episode 10 isn't just another chapter, it's the chapter. It's the one where years of longing, heartbreak, and hope all come crashing together. And that's why the finale feels so important. Because the summer I turned pretty isn't just about who ends up with who. It's about that unforgettable time in life when you're caught between the comfort of what you've always known and the thrill of something new. When every decision feels like it could change your whole future. That's what makes this story so relatable, so emotional, so powerful. Episode 10 is set up to be more than just a conclusion. It's a test. A test of love, a test of friendship, and a test of family. Will Belly's heart finally choose a path? Or will the summer leave hand all of us questioning everything we thought we knew? The only thing that's certain is that nothing will be the same once the credits roll. Asterisk. The trailer opens in silence, just the sound of waves rolling against the shore. For a moment it feels calm, almost too calm, as if the ocean itself is holding its breath. Then, in a flash, we see Belly standing alone at the edge of the beach, her eyes searching the horizon. It's no ordinary shot. It isn't just about her looking at the ocean, it's about her looking at the future. The camera lingers on her expression, caught somewhere between fear and determination. That's when we know episode 10 won't be gentle. As the music builds, the trailer shifts into sharp, fast cuts. We see Conrad walking down the hallway of the beach house, shoulders heavy, his face unreadable. He opens a door, pauses, and for just a second, there's a flicker of vulnerability in his eyes. The editing doesn't let us see who's behind that door, but it's clear whatever's waiting there is going to change him. That's the beauty of this trailer. It doesn't scream answers. It whispers hints, daring us to piece them together. Then comes Jeremiah. His smile appears first, bright and warm, but it doesn't last. The shot lingers on him long enough for us to notice the worry just beneath the surface. He's sitting on the porch steps, his hands clasped, staring into the distance, like he's bracing for something he can't control. The lighting is softer here, golden, wrapping him in warmth. It's a classic contrast. Jeremiah, the light. But even his light is fading under the weight of what's coming. One of the most striking moments in the trailer is when all three Belly, Conrad and Jeremiah, are shown in separate shots each. Framed in isolation, Belly by the ocean, Conrad in the dark hallway, Jeremiah in the glow of sunset. None of them are together, and that's the point. The finale isn't starting with unity, it's starting with distance. It's telling us that before love can win, it has to survive separation. But the trailer doesn't just focus on the triangle. There's a brief but powerful cut to Stephen and Taylor, their voices rising in the middle of what looks like a heated argument. For a split second, we hear Taylor say, "This isn't how it's supposed to end." It's one line, but it lands. Heavy, because in that moment, it's not just about their relationship. It's about the whole summer, the whole season, and maybe the whole series. The music shifts again, faster now, almost breathless. We see fireworks exploding in the night sky, illuminating the beach house in bursts of color. But instead of joy, the moment feels tense. The fireworks aren't celebrating, they're warning. They're signaling that time is running out. And then the trailer gives us what every fan is waiting for. The almost confession moments. A shot of Conrad, his voice low, saying, "I should have told you sooner." A flash of Jeremiah, whispering, "I can't lose you." And Belly tears. In her eyes, whispering something we can't quite hear. The trailer mutes her words, leaving us guessing. And that silence is louder than any dialogue could be. The brilliance of this trailer is in what it doesn't show. No clear kisses. No final decisions. No happy endings or heartbreaking conclusions. It only gives us fragments, hands almost touching, doors almost closing, faces almost breaking. It feeds the tension, leaving fans desperate to know what comes next. As the trailer reaches its final seconds, the screen cuts to black, and then we hear Belly's voice, quiet, steady, and filled with emotion. This summer, everything changes. No visuals, just her words, just her promise. And then the date of the finale flashes across the screen. It's simple, it's haunting, it's unforgettable. Asterisk, the first look at episode 10 doesn't just tease us with images, it sets a mood. One that feels heavier, more final, as if the summer itself knows it's reaching its last breath. Everything about the way the footage is framed tells us that this isn't about fleeting moments anymore. It's about choices that will linger long after the season ends. The tone is striking right away. The lighting is softer than usual, almost. Muted, like the sun is dimming over Cousins Beach. There's nostalgia in the air. Yes, but it's mixed with something bittersweet, something fragile. When we see Belly in the first look, she isn't the carefree girl twirling under fireworks anymore. Her shoulders are squared, her gaze steady. She's no longer trying to fit into someone else's story. She's ready to claim her own. That's what makes this preview so powerful. It's less about romance, more about identity. But what catches the eye most is how each character is framed. Conrad is often shown in shadows, his expressions blurred by half-light. It's symbolic. He's the boy who never says enough, the one who hides everything he feels, and the cinematography mirrors that perfectly. The shadows aren't just aesthetic, they're storytelling, showing us a character who has been stuck in grief and guilt, now standing at the edge of confession. Whether he steps out of those shadows or stays behind them, that's the question episode 10 will answer. Jeremiah, in contrast, is framed in the open. The first look places him in wide shots, sitting under the sky, surrounded by light. But here's where the brilliance lies. That openness isn't peace, it's exposure. He's vulnerable, his heart completely laid bare. Every smile, every word feels like a plea. Choose me, don't let me go. And the more the first look lingers on him, the more we realize Jeremiah isn't just competing for Belly's heart. He's fighting to not be left behind in every sense of the word. Then there's Belly, the anchor of this story. The first look shows her caught between these two worlds. The shadow and the light. The past and the future. One scene in particular stands out: Belly sitting on her bed, holding an object we don't fully see. Maybe it's a letter, maybe a photo, maybe something simple that carries weight only she understands. What matters isn't what the object is, but what it represents, the weight of choice. This is the summer she can't escape from. The summer where love isn't just about butterflies, it's about responsibility. It's heartbreak and truth. And then, almost quietly, the first look gives us something fans have been waiting for. Small, wordless gestures that say everything. Conrad looking at Belly a moment too long. Jeremiah reaching out before pulling his hand back. Belly closing her eyes as if she's already imagining the pain of whichever choice she makes. These are not grand declarations. These are the pauses, the silences. It's the half moments that break hearts more than words ever could. The music in the first look is another layer worth noting. Instead of upbeat summer tracks, the score leans into softer piano notes, almost echo-like, as if each sound is fading into the distance. It feels like the sound of a season closing, the melody of goodbye. That detail matters because the summer. I Turn Pretty has always used music as emotional language. Here the language says, prepare yourself. And yet, for all its sadness, the first look doesn't feel hopeless. There's a current of strength underneath, a promise that what's coming may hurt, but it will also define. These characters aren't just moving through another summer, they're stepping into who they're meant to become. The finale isn't about giving us an easy answer. It's about showing us that growth comes with pain and love comes with loss. The brilliance of this first look lies in its restraint. It doesn't spoil, it doesn't scream, it whispers. It trusts us, the audience, to feel the weight of what's unsaid. And by doing so, it prepares us for an episode that will be less about what happens and more about what it means. Asterisk. Every great finale doesn't just answer questions, it leaves fans asking bigger ones. And episode 10 of The Summer I Turned Pretty has already sparked a storm of theories that swirl across TikTok edits, Twitter threads, and late-night fan forums. The beauty of these theories is that they don't just predict what might happen, they reveal what fans fear and hope the most. Let's break down the ones everyone is whispering about. The first, it's most obvious, is the question of who Belly ends up with. Some fans are convinced this finale is Conrad's redemption. They point to his shadowed shots in the trailer, his whispered line, "I should have told you sooner," as a sign that he's finally ready to step out of his silence. For Conrad fans, episode 10 is the moment where all his hidden love, all his quiet devotion, comes crashing to the surface. They argue that the pain he carries makes his love the most real, the most lasting. To them, the finale isn't just about a kiss or a confession, it's about Conrad finally being brave. But Jeremiah's supporters see things differently. They see his openness, his warmth, his vulnerability as the qualities that make him the right choice. In the trailer and first look, Jeremiah doesn't hide. Puts everything out there. And fans believe that's the love Belly deserves. The kind that doesn't make her guess. It's the kind that doesn't arrive too late. For Team Jeremiah, the finale is about proving that sometimes the easy, joyful love is the one that lasts. Their theory. Belly chooses Jeremiah, not because Conrad doesn't matter, because Jeremiah never made her doubt how much she does. Then there's a third theory, one that's gaining momentum. What if Belly doesn't choose either of them? What if episode 10 ends not with a couple, but with Belly walking away from both? This theory comes from fans who point to Belly's quiet strength in the first look. They see her growing, realizing she doesn't need to be defined by romance, at least not right now. Instead of an ending where she belongs to someone, this theory imagines an ending where she belongs to herself. It's bold, it's heartbreaking, but it also feels fitting. For a story about growing up, but the speculation doesn't stop with the love triangle. Some fans believe Stephen and Taylor's argument in the trailer hints at a deeper plot, something that might mirror Belly's own journey. Their line, "This isn't how it's supposed to end," could mean their relationship is at risk. Or it could be the writer's way of showing us that every character, not just Belly, is standing at a crossroads. Another theory dives into the fireworks scene. At first glance, it looks like a celebration. But fans argue it's symbolic. last burst of summer before everything falls into darkness. Some even think the fireworks will coincide with a confession or a breakup, cementing the night as both a memory of joy and a scar of heartbreak. And then there are the book readers, who come armed with their own predictions. Many believe that the finale will align with key beats from Jenny Han's novels, while others think the show will deviate, giving us a twist that no one expects. The tension between staying true to the books and creating something new is fueling endless debate. Will Episode 10 honor the source, or rewrite it for television drama? Of course, fan theories also lean into the future. Some speculate the finale will plant seeds for Season 4, maybe a cliffhanger. It's maybe a secret revealed, maybe even a shift away from Cousins Beach altogether. The finale doesn't just have to wrap up a summer. It has to open the door to what comes next. At the end of the day, the theories all circle around the same truth. Episode 10 is about change. Whether Belly chooses Conrad, Jeremiah, or herself. Whether friendships break or heal. Whether we get closure or a cliffhanger, the one thing fans agree on is that nothing will be the same once the credits roll. That's what keeps the community buzzing. It's what makes every fan edit and comment section explode with energy. And maybe that's the real magic of The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's not just a show. It's a mirror of our own summers, our own choices, our own heartbreaks. Episode 10 won't just close a season. It'll become another story fans carry with them, debating, rewatching, and reliving until the next chapter arrives.